Before we begin, spoiler warning. This contains multiple story beats related to Fallout New Vegas and its DLCs. Hello, and welcome to my video on why New Vegas is extremely good. Mostly because of its immersion. What is immersion? Well, I would consider it, especially in video games, the feeling you get that you're a part of the world that the video game has made, with, well, still knowing that you're not actually part of the world. Which this game does amazingly, which is mostly supported by its three main things: its characters, its quests, and its world. For each of these, I will be using an example. For the first thing, which is characters, we will be using Joshua Graham, aka the Burning Man. To give you some backstory, his origin is that he's part of a group called the Legion, who fought a group called the NCR for a place called Hoover Dam, which was a major energy source. And they lost that battle. So, Caesar had someone to blame, which is his boss, so he set him on fire and threw him into a canyon. Yet, he still survives, wrapped in bandages and scarred from the event. And with amazing voice acting, this is really shown to shape him visibly. You understand his actions and what he is doing, because it's made very clear on how the world has shaped him and how he has decided to roll with the punches. If you talk to him and have a high enough speech stat, you confront him, and he almost breaks down. There's a sincereness to it, as he asks you to confront him, and you kind of have to help him understand that you must let the violence in you that has kept you alive for so long die down in order to reach true happiness. And in the end, the final cutscene that shows your actions that have had in this DLC show that the legend of the Burning Man slowly dies away, but instead, Joshua Graham gains more self-peace. Second is the quests. For this we're going to be using the quest line Lonesome Road, which is a DLC, but it does count as a quest line. Very long one, too. And we're going to be mainly talking about the finale, which is the most important part of it. Attempting to reach him, you must go through a treacherous area known as the Divide, which is this, giant dystopia-looking area of giant buildings that have been destroyed. Reaching him will prompt him to reveal his plan to blow up a NCR base. He does this because a while ago, you, a courier, gave a package to this settlement, which led to them nuking themselves. The present was launch codes. The cool thing about this is that this could end in a large amount of ways, including using your companion to reach certain endings. Some of the options are convince Ulysses to not blow up the NCR base by showing your allegiance to the NCR and how much you care for them, and then working together to stop it as a horde of armies comes in to stop you, or just blow everything up. There's a second nuke that you can launch on a legionary base where you find at the start of the game. And if you hate everything and decide to go the just me route, you can do that. Finally, we're going to talk about worlds, which we're going to be using Vault 22. The fun part about this is that the vault actually has 3 different ways of finding it. 2 are quests involving finding mantis eggs and research related to this weird vault, and the third is just finding it. It's pretty hard to miss. Now, Vault 22 is really good at environmental storytelling, which is when you tell a story entirely through its environment. And this story they tell is incredibly scary, to make a very scary setting. This creepiness is done with mostly terminals and the main enemy. I just call them plant people, who cannot be shot until they are provoked. They usually hide in tall grass areas and will jump out at you, and literally look like people if they were turned into plants. And the terminals tell a story of how these plant people came to be, and how the vault learns about it and tackles it as it comes. At the end of Vault 22, you meet up with this scientist who you find vault's records of in the terminals. She suggests that we should burn everything to the ground because the plant people and this horrible plant mutation is evil. But if you have 80 science, you can convince her that the research is important enough to make sure that no one makes this mistake again. My main source is Fallout New Vegas itself. Haha. Now, I just want to say goodbye, and I hope you understand how immersive Fallout New Vegas really is and how it does it extremely well, and what you can learn from it in the future if you ever wanted to make some sort of media or game. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed my presentation, and bye-bye.